Hi, I'm Tony Van Veen, CEO of Discmakers. How are you holding up these days? I'm not talking about the hurricanes in Florida giving you anxiety, or the mudslides in California, or the fires in LA, or all the crazy news that we get to see from around the country and around the world. I'm talking about, is being an artist in today's music business getting you down? It can be pretty disheartening sometimes, can't it? It feels like the deck is stacked against you, the emerging artist. For starters, just getting discovered today seems like such a tall mountain to climb among the 60,000 tracks that get uploaded to Spotify each and every day. There's so much music being created, just breaking through can be quite daunting. Then, when you start getting some traction with fans, you get hit with the reality of how hard it is to monetize your music. Streaming has made it almost impossible for today's emerging artists to pay the bills. Check this out. If you get 1 million views on Spotify, do you know how much in royalties you earn? I don't know about you, but in my book, 1 million streams is a lot of streams. It's 100,000 people listening to your 10-song album once, or listening to your single 10 times, or it's 10,000 people, each one listening to your album 10 times. To me, that's a lot of people doing a lot of listening. So how much in Spotify royalties do you get from those million streams? At an approximate average payout of 0.33 cents per stream, 1 million streams earns you, drumroll please, $3,300 in royalty. That's it. 1 million streams, $3,300. Sure doesn't go very far in paying any bills. And for artists earlier in their careers, let's not even talk about how Spotify moved the goalposts on getting paid for streaming, with royalties from any tracks that didn't get 1,000 streams in a year now not monetizing. On top of all of that, there's just the regular grind of being an artist. All the business side work that you need to do. Trying to get booked, trying to get promotion, trying to get onto playlists, trying to build your mailing list, trying to grow your fan base. At times, it just feels overwhelming, doesn't it? It's a grind out there, and it's no surprise so many artists drop out disillusioned at this early stage of their careers. So, how do you deal with this? What is your secret? You're still in it. What keeps you going when it sucks being an artist from time to time? When it feels like you're working so hard and you're just stuck in the mud? It happens to all of us, whether we're working on music or on our day job. So here's what I do when I'm getting burned out. And I'm telling you this because I hope it helps you too. First, take care of your physical health. A sports psychologist once told me that our well-being is like a pyramid, starting with physical health as the foundation, then mental health, emotional well-being, and spiritual health at the top. And if any layer of the pyramid is not healthy, the levels above it can't be either. So, to state the obvious, if you're not physically healthy, you can't be mentally healthy. That means eating clean, cutting down on drinking and smoking and drugs, getting enough sleep, and certainly for me, getting regular exercise. I go every morning, and the interesting thing is that it's not just good for your body. It also clears the mind. When those endorphins kick in, I am chill as a cucumber all day. The second thing I do is work on my mental health. Sometimes that means taking a short break from what is frustrating me or burning me out. Go away for a weekend with the family. Do some hiking, some snorkeling. Do something that takes my mind off what's burning me out. And by the way, if this activity is something that you can do regularly, say gardening, or in my case, working out, it's all the better. That break can be refreshing and re-energizing. But you don't want to take too long a break because then you might never get back to the work. The third thing I do is to try to develop habits that I can stick with. Habits really help when the going gets tough, and you just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Carve out time to do the work. Set yourself a schedule. Put it on your calendar. Force yourself to develop a routine that you stick to, that over a period of 3, 4, 6 weeks can become a habit, so that even if the work that's got to get done might not be fun, you have a process to make yourself do that work. And then there's one last thing that I found really helps me when I'm just fried, and it is to actively practice gratitude. Because even when the grind is getting you down, there are so many things we have to be thankful for, especially as musicians. At the start of this video, I talked about some of the disheartening aspects of the music business. But what about the highs? The creative surge of writing your songs, the mind-blowing feeling of hearing your songs get played back during the final mix in the studio, the energy you get from performing live, the warm and fuzzies that you feel when fans talk to you about how your music makes them feel. That's why you do this. Out of all the people in the whole world today, how many can say that they do what you do as an artist, that they feel what you feel when you're composing or recording or performing? As an artist, you have so much to be thankful for. So yes, the grind is real. The work, the lack of income, the setbacks, they can get us all down. No one said this would be easy. So hang in there, my friend. Work on your physical health, your mental health, develop good habits, and practice gratitude. Look, when all is said and done, when you really think about it for a minute, you do this for the love of music, don't you? Making music, performing, recording. Isn't that the main reward? So keep on making that music, my friend, no matter how much of a grind it can be at times.